of your mind. I'll have another $1,000 for you coming up here at 2:30. Are we having people send these keywords to the website again, or are they texting them again?
I think it's website.
Back to the website? They kind of go back and forth. I just wasn't sure which one we were in now. Anyway, first a couple of days for this next wave of Go Fund Yourself. So you have plenty of chances to win some of this money. So about 9 minutes from right now, exactly 9 minutes from now, I have that keyword for you. Provided that I hit it on time. I try to. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes we will get into a conversation that is so unbelievably enthralling and scintillating, let's say bagels, that it might get a little bit past me if I don't look over at my timer and pay attention to when to give people. Because it doesn't matter what we're talking about. $1,000 is going to be more important than whatever we're talking about, unless it's, of course, bagels. And then, might take a couple extra minutes.
You're going to have to wait.
You're going to have to. I'm sorry. But I'll try to get to it on time. Cavaliers win by 1 point last night.
Yeah.
Against the Sacramento Kings, who are not a great ball team right now.
But middle of the road
they're
team.
okay.
But it's always tough to win on the road.
Yep.
Especially when you're on the West Coast. So
109 to 108. I was reading Terry Pluto's column this morning saying that the Cavs are on pace to do something that they haven't done in 24 years. Do you know what that is?
In 24 years.
In 24 years. Something that they haven't done
since 1998.
In a long time. They actually had to go back and find out how long it had been. It had been since the 97-98 season.
I know they just beat Portland for the first time since like 2008 or something, or 2013. So I'm going to say they're going to beat Portland, like sweep a series against a West Coast team for the first time in 24 years.
It's not even that granular.
Okay.
They're at the halfway point of the season right now. They're 23-18. The theory is if you were to double that, they would finish with a 46-36 record, and they haven't won 46 games without LeBron James since 1997.
Okay, yeah.
So yours would be a deeper dive than theirs, but they're on pace to do something they haven't done in a long, long time.
Question: why are West Coast teams harder to beat?
It's not that they're harder to beat. It's the
time change.
Time change is weird.
Does it mess them up coming here?
A little bit, but it's just the time change and the road trips. Like when you're playing road games in the East Coast, a lot of times they'll have days in between where they get to come home or something. But like that's just a long road trip. So they left Friday or maybe probably Thursday. And so just those long road trips where your body's trying to adjust to the time, it's just more difficult.
Got it.
Especially like playing. I mean, they're playing their games at 10 o'clock at night versus playing them when they're used to at 7.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of weird. So it's one thing. Like if a team from the West Coast has to play a 1 o'clock game on the East Coast, that's really weird for them.
Yeah.
But they don't do that very often.
Not to mention on the West Coast, it's much sunnier, it's much warmer. That makes their muscles looser. So and
them happier.
They don't know
how to play happy.
Loose muscles equals happy players. That's why a lot of West Coast teams, the players don't make as much money because
sunlight.
They get what in radio they call getting paid in sunshine. Mm-hmm. Right. When you move to a nice, hot, sunny market, they go, well, it doesn't pay much, but you're paid in sunshine.
Now, there are certain markets where teams historically do poorly because there's more of a nightlife in those cities.
Miami.
New York, LA, Miami is notorious for that because people go to Miami, especially in these January, February months, and they're like, I don't care about the game.
I want to party.
I want to go out. Yeah.
That's why when they're talking about drafting these guys to those teams in those kinds of markets, they will usually begin the interview with a couple of questions. They'll say, do you like the nightlife? Do you like, what's the second question, Bill?
To boogie.
Do you like to boogie? And if the answer to
I'm surprised you're
one
not
or
a GM.
either, what's that?
I'm surprised you're not a GM for a basketball team.
AC quarter bagel.
Do you like the nightlife, young man? And do you like to boogie?
Now, if they say no to do you like the nightlife, do they then forego the boogie question?
You can boogie at home during the day.
I think that they probably...
I think it's the problem is the nightlife and the boogieing together. So if you're boogieing at home,
1 p.m.
you can
boogie.
still get to bed and still have rested up and play the game well. But if you like the nightlife and to boogie, there's a chance that you're going to be too much of a party animal for them to draft you.
Yeah, I think that would be a huge red flag. I think another red flag would be if that person did not, especially if they answered no to the nightlife question, but an emphatic yes to the boogie question. Because that means you can never track when they're going to be boogieing.
That's true.
If you got a guy who's like, yeah, I love the nightlife and I love the boogie, they're doing those concurrently. If you have somebody that goes, you never know when I'm going to be boogieing. I might pull a Rodman and miss practice because I'm out boogieing. That
But if you produce
is
like
even-
Rodman, you can look past it.
Can you?
The Bulls did.
The Mavericks didn't.
Well, the Mavericks are a different team. They didn't win
That
the
is
championships with Dennis Rodman, did they?
It's true. No.
Dennis Rodman in his prime with the Bulls, he was enjoying the nightlife. He was boogieing. He was disappearing for periods of time, but then he'd show back up at practice and whip everybody's butt in conditioning.
He would show up and take Mary Santora out in his limousine.
Correct. Dennis Rodman, taught me that there are yacht clubs in Cleveland. That is
Right.
when I learned that fact.
Uh-huh. She didn't know. She had no clue
I had
whatsoever.
no idea.
Until a guy from another city came to town, said if there's anybody who's going to know where there is nightlife, boogieing, and or yacht clubs.
We had daytime yacht club fun, though.
By the way, how did you grow up, just as I did,
Very poor.
in an American city on a lake and not realize that there are yacht clubs here?
What experience do you think I've had with a yacht?
No, not experience with a yacht. Experience with on a lake, a Great Lake.
I truly did not know that people in Cleveland had enough money to get yachts.
You didn't think anyone
Especially
did.
Multiple yacht clubs.
You
But
didn't
There's
surely,
more than one.
surely you had driven. You didn't live your entire life in Berea. I mean, surely.
We never went to the east side.
No. You
Except for
never.
Rocky
You never
River.
went to the lakefront and saw the hospital-sized houses and go. Surely those people have
No.
boats. Never. You
No.
never took like.
You never saw all the boats,
We were not we didn't
like-
do stuff.
but like.
Did you ever explore the city?
You never
No.
saw boats in Lake Erie.
We never went to Lake Erie. We were not a beach family. My
So you were
parents
a-
are both fat and very pale.
Those are exactly the people who are at the beach. People
No.
who are fat and want to lie around and need some sun.
No,
Have
they-
you ever been to a beach?
I've never seen my mom in shorts. My mom has worn pants my entire life. We were not a beach family.
So the Santoras, as a rule, were an extraordinarily landlocked clan.
yes, we were.
How far
Indoor
north
cats.
would
But
you
I'm
go?
not talking about like a little kid though. Like you've worked downtown for years. You didn't, as an adult,
Nope.
in your 20s, driving down the shoreway, seeing all those boats.
No, I never.
It never occurred
never
to you.
occurred to
saw
me.
I bet they
boats.
have a club.
No. Well, because they aren't. When I think of a yacht, I think of like a big, huge, luxurious LA
First of all, it's called a yacht club. It is a little ostentatious. That's not all yachts. I mean, it's
But
boats.
that's okay. So that's what I'm picturing.
Right.
Right. That big ass yachts.
As a
and I'm
child-
like, Cleveland. That's not a thing here.
It's a thing.
People
It's a
have
thing
boats.
everywhere.
There are
Yeah.
rich people everywhere.
I understand
Yeah.
that now. I understand that. But when did this happen? I was still drinking, so it was probably 2017. So 5 years ago.
So there's the X factor. It's not that you didn't know these things, that you were hammered and
I was
forgot
probably
them.
just I just didn't connect them.
I
I'm
think
not
that's
kidding.
more what
I
it
was
is.
dumbfounded when we pulled up to a yacht club and then went to a different one the next day. I was like, there's more than one?
Yeah.
But you're right.
There's
I
a
do know
bunch.
that people have boats.
Yeah.
I'm not an idiot. I just didn't know that was
That's
a
what-
thing that people cared to do.
We
here.
were trying to ascertain, not idiocy, but we were trying to ascertain the level of ignorance you had about the seafaring community in Cuyahoga County, because obviously, you're not on like a little residential lake. You're on one of what they call the Great Lakes.
Right. But I also
And
just
as such, there's
assumed-
going to be people who want to take boats out on that Great Lake.
I guess I never put two and two together of boats equal yacht club. I was like, oh, because I've been to Edgewater as an adult or like
Right, that's what I'm
Winnie
saying.
Park where you see the boats, but I'm like, oh, people have boats. I
The
didn't
marina
think
is what you were
Yeah.
thinking
Marina,
of.
that's the word
A
I want.
yacht club, you couldn't imagine anything so elite existed here.
100%. We went to the Shoreby was the first one we went to, which is
Oh,
very
yes.
nice.
It's where Chris Ty got married.
A lot of people have a lot of money, a lot
Yeah.
of hot moms,
Yeah.
tiny little bodies, and big old rings on their fingers.
Big old boobs, too.
Big old boobs, yeah. And so I was just, oblivious to that fact.
How did you get in, by the way?
It was Dennis
She's with
Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
You're going to tell us no?
No, I didn't know. I keep forgetting that I didn't know if you walked in before, like, hey, I want to arrange this, or you were just a part of his entourage.
I had nothing to do with it. I was just tagging along, drinking free Tito's.
That's how you know if a place is really elite. Is Rodman shows up and they say, "I'm sorry, sir, you're not a member here."
He got in trouble for smoking a cigar on their patio.
Of course he did.
And he was like, "I'm not putting it out." And they're like, "You have to put it out." He's like, "I'm not putting it out." So they were kind of like, "What do we do?" He's like,
Do you know who I am? I don't know. Some big, tall, ugly lady? I don't know who you are, but you can't smoke that cigar out here on the patio. Yeah, you get some 21-year-old Shorby Club worker out there, you're not going to know who the hell Dennis Rodman is.
Yeah.
Who's this old lady with the green hair?
Why are her nails mismatched?
Get the hell out of here. You go back into your limo with that drunk girl.
Yeah, so it's not that I didn't know yachts existed. I didn't realize it was a country club on the water and that they were here.
Did you know there was a game called Yahtzee?
Yes, but that's not a boat game.
It's also never played on boats.
Oh, is it bad luck?
It's very much in the same vein as Rodman with a cigar on the patio, like the game Clue. You cannot play the game Yahtzee on a yacht. It's more of a catamaran game.
Yeah, you need a flat surface, and the waves will mess it all up.
You need something.
Yeah.
You know there are waves under any boat, right?
Not all boats.
I feel like a yacht's a better place to play Yahtzee than a catamaran.
Oh, you think so?
Pontoon
You
boat.
think so? And yet, here we are. All right, listen, let me give you some money. All right, it's a chance for you to win $1,000, a chance for you to go fund yourself. Listen closely, and good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword, thanks, at WMMS.com. That's thanks. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
You know, people are telling me that no less than Fremont, Ohio has a yacht club. Now, here's a fun fact. I know now that Fremont, Ohio has a yacht club. I just don't know where Fremont, Ohio is.
By Sandusky. Well, it's a little further out than Sandusky. My sister lives in Fremont.
Again, I would think that any lakefront community would have some kind of boating club, either official or unofficial.
I guess I never put that together. I understood. I had seen boats in the water. I didn't think their owners congregated.
But as a semi-professional drunk for many years, you had to have spent more than a few nights at Shooters.
No,
in the flats.
I
went to Shooters in the flats?
Alan, my drunk was about convenience. Where can I get the most drunk for the least amount of money and not have to go that far?
Gotcha. She, at the Oriole.
But you could also get drunk at a place like Shooters, and dudes would buy you drinks.
Yeah, you didn't want to show a little leg? Get some drinks?
We've been over this.
You want to hike a skirt?
I was never that person. I would walk over and buy men's shots and be like, "Want to make out?"
Oh. So you had a line, but it was a weird line.
Yes.
I'm not going to show you my leg, but I'll buy you a shot and then make out with you.
If you want it. It's always consensual.
All right.
Quite the floozy.
Yes.
A trollop, if you will.
A hussy, even. A trollop.
All of those
A
things.
harlot.
Yes.
Yeah. But you were just a lip slut. You weren't like taking him home. Oh, you were?
Hoe face.
So buying him a shot,
hoe face.
taking him home. They drove.
Or Uber. I don't know. I wasn't there. 2017 and 2018 were pretty wild years.
But
where
part
I did
of that,
whatever I wanted.
But also, well, I guess that's pretty recent. I was going to say there had to be some years that were pre-Uber.
I was in
Hence the you
relationships.
wrecking a bunch of cars. Oh, is that what it was?
So, like in college, yeah,
But she also didn't take Ubers. Like, trying to get married to take an Uber
it was impossible.
Like, many times I'd be like, hey, get a ride, don't drive. And she'd be like, okay. And then
you turn around and I'm gone.
You're driving your car like an idiot.
Well, now that you know that, listen, Cleveland makes all kinds of lists, and not only is Mary now hip to the fact that there are multiple yacht clubs in the greater Cleveland metropolitan area, but we are slowly making our way up the list of the most bed-bugged cities in the United States of America.
Oh, I hate that.
Every time, now listen, nobody's going to topple Chicago. Chicago, like a decade running, is the number one by far.
More than New York?
Yeah.
Wow.
Most bed-bugged city in the United States, right? Worst cities in the entire country for bed bugs. Philly, biggest jumper of the year. Philly goes 12 spaces up to number 2.
Dang.
So I don't know what you're doing out there, Philly, but congratulations. Cleveland, down 2 spots, but still in the top 10. We were number 6. We're number 8. We're still in the top 10 for the worst cities in the country for bed bugs. This is always, and you look at a list like this and people go, oh, your various, your random citizen will just go, ha, ha, ha. But this is a kind of list that makes people in the hotel industry pucker up. They hate it.
Well, my sister she moved to Houston, and now she's doing Airbnb, and this is like the worst thing that can happen if you're running an Airbnb.
Sure. Houston, surprisingly, for as often as that city floods and it has all kinds of humid weather, and it's thick down in there in Houston, they're way low on that list. They're number 41.
That's crazy.
They can't.
And they're down 4 spots.
I feel like bed bugs are a cold weather thing.
Is that true? Maybe.
Well, to get rid of them, I had them a few years ago. To get rid of them, there's two. They can obviously do it with like a chemical spray, or they turn your heat up to like 300 degrees. You got to take all pets and all living
is that what it
things
is?
out of the house. And then they tell you to run your clothes through 2 cycles on the dryer.
You can't bake someone's house.
Yes, you can. It's
you can
like
crank the heat if that heat kills them.
They crank the heat all the way up to as high as it goes.
But you can't crank it to 300
Not
degrees.
That high,
Your
was
house
exaggerating.
All right. Well,
you're prickly today.
You said 300 degrees in a house, and that's not going to.
No, they'll put it up to like 100 degrees. Like you're supposed to take all living things, like plants and stuff, out, and they do that for a full day, and then it should kill all the bed bugs.
You come back and your plants are all wilted.
But to kill the bed bugs, though, it's got to be way higher than 100 degrees.
That's what they said. And
I don't know.
$700.
I think they have to do the spray, but I don't think the heat is like you kill them by putting things in the dryer, but that's much higher than 100 degrees.
Do they ever try to shoot them? Do they ever try? They go, hey, we got bed bugs in the other room. Maybe we'll just shoot at them. Okay.
I have never experienced.
Maybe
that.
they do that so they come out.
119 degrees Fahrenheit. That's what they do.
All right.
Wow.
That's from Orkin's website.
Well, they're the ones who put these lists out.
And that one's way more
119 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's
way more expensive to do that because it's done in a day.
Your gas bill.
Right. It's done in 1 day or 2 days, and then you're good to go. Whereas when I had them come in and spray, they had to do it once every 3 weeks for like 6 months.
Man, so you just got to smoke them out.
Yeah.
Turn it way up.
Yeah.
Hey, Kathy.
Hey, hello.
What's up?
Nothing. I wanted to tell Mary a long time ago when I worked at a big, huge catering company on the east side. We used to do a lot of big people's parties that lived in Cleveland. And there's a man that lives here, and I think he owned the biggest or the third biggest yacht company, like down by Italy somewhere. But we went out on his boat, and I got to work it, and it was just us and Carmen Policy and Al Lerner. There's like 10 of us on the boat for the day.
Nice.
It was fun. A ladybug landed on Al Lerner. And
the third largest yacht company in the world, is that what you said?
Yes.
Is that something you brag about? Is that brag-worthy?
Sure.
Because it's contingent. No, I know. I don't mean you. I mean, like, if you're the guy. You go, I own the third largest yacht company in the world. It's contingent on A, how many there are. B, you got the bronze. I mean, I guess you tell people.
It just makes me think, what drove that guy to come here? Because we have yachts here.
It's a lake.
But we're not a big yacht city. Like, we're not a Miami. We're not a New York. We're not Newport
You guys keep
Beach.
saying that. I don't know anything about it.
But I'm just saying, as far as yachts go, like even Chicago has a big like yacht community more so than Cleveland. We have them here because there's people here and we have a lake. But I see more people going out on the lake from Chicago with like big
there's
fancy
millions
boats.
more people there too. So I mean, just the law of averages says you're going to have more wealthy people the more people there are.
Okay, it would just seem odd to me for someone who like, I hang around people in yachts all the time. I'm like, and you're here?
I've never been on a yacht, so
I
I'll
have.
have to. I'll defer to you, Poundcake.
Yeah, my friend's family had a big yacht.
I think it'd be intimidating to be on a big old yacht.
I don't like boats.
I'd worry about somebody getting
Because of the
murdered.
implication.
Somebody being murdered in one of the cabins down below.
Should read The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware.
No, thank you.
It's a good one.
Sleeping on a yacht for me is kind of difficult.
Why is that?
Just I guess the motion down underneath. Like on top, I'm fine, but like underneath, I'm like, I don't know if I can sleep like this. It was weird.
He's forever atop. This guy, Now even on a yacht, doesn't like to be
Try to be
He's
verse, but it's just not who he is.
Doesn't like to bottom even on a yacht. Stick him in a barrel with a hose pipe on him. Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Did they play any sea shanties while you were on that yacht, Poundcake? Did they give you the full experience? You play Drunken Sailor or anything like that? Any Irish Rovers getting played?
No, we were just on his yacht. We didn't sail anywhere. It was just docked.
Oh, you sat on a dock yacht? What's the fun of
Point
that?
yeah.
Because we weren't.
Man, I had somebody invite me once. They're like,
On a docked yacht?
was fun,
it
though.
wasn't a yacht, but it was their boat, and they're like, "Hey, we're just gonna hang out on the boat." And I just like, we're just sitting on the boat drinking. Like I don't care about this. I mean, they were like my friends, so it was still fun, but it was
You didn't even
a
take
weird
it out,
thing
yeah.
to do. To just sit on the boat and not take it out.
It was his family's yacht, but I don't think they had the captain because after a certain size, you can't.
Oh, so they were trying to be a baller, but they couldn't move the boat.
I don't think he was legally allowed to. He didn't have like a captain's license. Like this yacht, you could not operate with a regular boating license. So
So you sat at the dock with other people on the dock sitting there in chairs watching you guys on the boat.
No, everyone had yachts. This was a yacht
Oh.
club. Everyone had yachts. Some of them had captains. Some of them were driving them themselves. But this boat, you had to have a captain for it, and the captain wasn't there. So he was like, "Do you guys just want to drink on my yacht, and we can just sit and watch
like,
the
okay.
sun go down and fish?" I was like, "Okay, I've never been on a yacht before."
Saying yacht so much, it's starting to sound weird.
Yacht.
I've got to take a break. If you want to get a text for anything, 35192 to get us there. You can watch at AlanCoxShow.com and listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan Cox Show.